How is it that you manage to be able to buck the entire system? Well, you just actually have to work it a little bit. Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and welcome to the Boat Galley podcast. Today I'm sharing some tips about how you can stay on track while you're working within the system that's going to allow you to just buck the entire thing. Today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast is sponsored by Quahog Bay Bedding, offering custom bedding for your boat-shaped mattress. Perfect, snug fit every time with their cinch fit system. Whether your mattress is on the boat or on land, Quahog Bay Bedding has the perfect solution for easy and beautiful bed making, including coordinated blankets and toppers. Tired of sheets that don't stay put? We've got you covered. Sleeping on board has never been more comfy or as easy. Visit quahogbaybedding.com to learn more. That's quahogbaybedding.com. This whole idea and this whole topic, in my mind, came up when our second child was going through the college acceptance process in March of 2019. And as the letters came in, there was an underlying theme of, I don't have to work anymore. I've been in the system that I don't care about for 13 years and I don't have to work in the system again. So what do you mean by system, and what's the definition of system? And I will say that for me, the idea of a system is that you're conforming to expectations laid out by somebody else. And unless you're an entrepreneur, and generally that's great, I highly encourage it. I think you should all go out and be entrepreneurs. But even if you're an entrepreneur, you're probably looking at the expectations and understanding what your clients and what your customers are looking for. The choices that you make within that system of expectations laid out by somebody else, are still choices that you are making. And this is how you can work your tail off and get ready to go cruising. Because on the one hand, cruising is about as far from any system, and those are I don't know if you can see me, but I have air quotes going on, but cruising is about as far from the system as it might be possible to get. You're living off the grid. Probably you don't have really any permanent address. You're self-sufficient. You're border hopping, or you might be if this COVID thing ever gets under control and we get to do that again. But if you're talking about getting away from the system, what is it that you do within the system to get yourself to that point? I'll say that you do it by working the system as hard as you can. And by working it hard, I mean you understand what your ultimate goal is and don't get sidetracked by shiny objects, even the ones that seem to be part of the system itself. Those are things like maybe brand new cars, or the latest phone every single year, or the newer house or the bigger house because everybody else seems to be doing it. Embrace the choices that you're making within that system. And what that might mean is that you are earning the money that you can and socking stuff away. And if you're in a place that allows you to have 401k matches, then you put the money in from your salary off the bat that the company will match because it's free money. It means that if you're using your credit cards, you're paying them off in full every month instead of just the minimum, because then your money is being used as wisely as it can be if you have to buy things. So the best way to buck the system, just like the best way that our child managed to get into the colleges that they managed to get into, was by working within that system all the way up through springtime of senior year. You gotta work the system super hard. Keep your end goal in mind. And then, before you know it, you're going to be able to go cruising and buck that system that somebody else thought was a great plan. I can't wait to see you out there and share an anchorage when we've both managed to buck the system by working the system. Thank you so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We hope that our tips and ideas and thoughts are helpful to you. Please leave us a review, send us an email, and don't forget to tell your friends.